Ayisha Diaz, and she basically saying that she believes that she should be paid $40,000 to $50,000 a month if she's dealing with the guy. So I want to get the context of this video, then I'll talk about it, and I'll give my thoughts and opinions on it. All right. So let's go ahead and rock out. Because this shit's crazy, bro. I'm not gonna hold you. Shit is wild. There we go.
Honestly, we wouldn't even consider it crazy because it became like a normal thing.
Oh, okay. Tell us. Tell us about these simps. Go ahead.
It just became normal. Like, we expect you to come with 20, 30 grand and blowing on us.
Oh, wait. Well, you expect somebody to come with $30,000.
If you see that's what's happening at my bar every time I work, I'm expecting you to come through with the same type of energy.
Attention. Yep.
So, I mean, at first it was like, oh my God, it's amazing. This is crazy. We're making this type of money. Nobody else in the world is making that type of money as far as like nightclubs, you know. And it was just such an amazing time. It's still happening, actually. But you wouldn't understand it unless you actually work it, how easy it is and how often it actually happens. It's not like one time a year. It's very often that $30,000, $40,000, $60,000 is being spent at particular one bar. And
can you walk us through how this works? Because I think a lot of people, this is a New York thing, really, because a lot of people are familiar with strip club culture where people spend a lot of money in the strip clubs, but a lot of people can't understand why a person would come to a club and go to a bar, because you're not going to drink $30,000 worth of liquor and literally just give a bartender $30,000. Well, walk us through that process.
I think that they come through, they not only showing up for the bartender ourselves, but I think they do it mainly for the people on the outside that's looking in and watching them. A lot of them want to keep up an image of they have that type of money, and they actually don't, sadly.
Is it insecurity?
They really don't have that type of money. Huh?
Is it insecurity?
I wouldn't say insecurity, but I feel like they feel like they need to spend a certain amount of money to kind of show everybody else that they're the top dog, kind of.
Gotcha.
Sometimes it don't really even have to be the girl necessarily. Sometimes it is. But you can tell when it's about the girl and when it's, I need to, keep up an image for everybody else, depending on how they throw the money. If the guy's throwing the money all over the club, everywhere, and he's making a big scene, then automatically we know that it's an image thing that they're trying to keep up, or they're trying to show off in front of everybody else that's around. Now, if he's throwing the money directly at the girl.
Well, I ain't throwing no money at all. You got me all fucked up. I don't care how much money I'm making. I don't care how much money I got in the bank. I don't care how much money I got in my pocket. I'm not throwing no money. What's wrong with y'all? I'm not doing none of it. Hey, if you do it and that's something that you enjoy doing, do it. I'm just not going to do it. You crazy as hell. Absolutely not.
And it's not such a big ass chaos. Then we know that it's for us. So
for the girls who trying to catch a simp in 2026, right, to get them to blow a bag on them, if you see 10 guys walking the bar, how do you know the one who you can get the most money out of the easiest? Ladies, take notes.
Okay, so when it's a crew of guys and they just show up to your bar, you can actually tell. There's always two scenarios, right? The quietest, most humblest, and least speaking one that's literally in between the loudest one is usually the one with the more money. And then when it's time to order and get things done, like who's gonna ask for the bottle and stuff, sometimes you can tell that the loud guy is asking the one to the left, like, hey, what do you want? Or what do you think? And he's calmly telling him like, okay, yes. So you can kind of tell. And then you get that one that comes through and he's just making sure everybody knows that he's the one with the money. And I mean, those be usually the brokest ones anyways. They just have money for the night. But usually it's the calm ones, the ones that aren't doing too much, that usually are the one with the money. So.
And is that something, not just you, but anybody, do girls notice that and then they would go after that guy?
I feel like the older girls do. We kind of notice that it's not always the one with the big chains and, you know, the loud personality.
Yeah.
You have to have a maturity level to understand, like, all right, that's not the one, it's this one. But for the younger girls, as long as they got some chains and a nice watch and they, you know, they're being a little loud, automatically they'll be like, okay, this is the one.
Yeah.
Let me skip ahead a little
So
bit.
it just depends on the girl. What I'm doing with the money and what most girls do with the money is two different things.
Okay, what are most girls doing with the money?
Most girls are going shopping. Let's say Sunday night, they made $15,000. Monday, Tuesday, they're out shopping.
Yeah.
They're out spending money doing something they're not supposed to be doing, right? And the reason is it's kind of like the stripper mentality. If I made this money today, I'm gonna make it again tomorrow. So they automatically just spend it.
No, that's why you need to get the Earn While You Save ebook. Courtney Edgar, Earn While You Save ebook. So it can teach you how to invest your money the proper way instead of the traditional way. So that way you can compound your money over time. My link is in the description, and as well as I'm gonna pin it in the comments too, all right? Because they bugging.
And technically, when it's 15, you gotta split it in two. That's another thing too that people don't really know. You're not taking that $15,000 home 100% because now you got to split it in two. And then after split, not even before you split it in two, you got to give 15% to the bus boys. And then money gets lost in the air. And then the packs are already short. So the $15,000 that
tell us about that, because if you get $5,000 in the club, are you always getting a full $5,000 or you?
No.
Thank you.
No. So let's say $1,000 is automatically $900 to $800 because the club already took out their singles.
Yep.
By the time it flies in the air, you're getting out of the 800 that you got, right? You're getting maybe 600. And that's if he, because, you know, and money flies everywhere. And then 15% goes to the busboy, and then you split it $400 in between you and your partner. And then you have to, you know, take away the money that you spent for your outfit, which most likely be $65 to $75. And then your register is short. So then now you have to pay off whatever you owe. So yeah, it's a little tricky when it comes to that. But we don't really, just because you see us with $15,000 does not mean that we are taking 100% of the money home.
So most girls are blowing the money, but when you got your money, what was the difference in what you did?
I mean, I was at one point. Yeah. I'll just blow it. I'll take off for the next 2 weeks, don't work.
What?
Spend my money. And then when it was time to, like, you know, I need money again, I would just go back to work. I did that for a very, very long time when I was younger. Yeah. And then I got to the point where I started saving my money. And I have family I take care of. So a lot of my money actually went into family. Mm-hmm. At one point, I sat down and I did the math. I'm like, okay, I made this much this year. Where did my money go? It went to food. It went to Uber. And at the time, it wasn't even Uber. It was, I can't remember what it was called, but it was similar to Uber. You just go outside and wave them down. So I was paying $65 to go to work, $65 to come back home, just to go to work.
Yeah.
And, or even go anywhere.
All right, here we go. Let me skip ahead just a little bit.
Honestly, I'm spoiled.
Here we go.
No, as soon as they said a sport, it's going to be a ticket. Go ahead.
What's that mean? Just
what's that range?
Because it's good insight. Because, you know, we just have these hypothetical conversations all the time. But just somebody you're like in the top 1% of girls that's actually you're exposed to that life, right? Like, so yeah. What is you say you're spoiled? What does that mean?
Spoiled means I need you to be able to keep up with my lifestyle if you want to be with me.
What does that mean?
Ladies, take notes. Take notes, because it'll work on the simp. I have a lifestyle I expect to keep.
Myself, you should be able to do it for me too. And if I can't depend on you to be able to handle what I have on my plate, then there's no reason for me and me and you to be together, because that means you're gonna hold me back, and that means I'm gonna have to be looking out after you.
What about love?
What does that mean? Financially, what does that mean though? What does that mean? What does that mean on a monthly? What does that mean? Roughly.
Numbers?
Yes. Yeah.
Like 45. 50.
That shit crazy.
50,000. So you need $50,000 a month.
Crazy.
What is true? I can give you the paperwork
That
right
nigga
now.
crazy.
I'm not saying that you're not getting it, but hold on. You got a contract?
Listen.
You sign contract? They sign contracts?
But listen, if you allow me, let's say my partner doesn't allow me to work, I am gonna look at you and say, are you paying all my bills? Because in order for me to sit down, somebody have to pay all my bills. And not just my bills. I need extra money because you can't give me my bill money and then I'm left with nothing.
Yeah.
I need money to save too.
You're flat. Yep.
And that's honestly, that's what really becomes expensive because my bills alone are already really high.
So I want to. So let me be clear. I want to make sure that I'm being objective about this, right? Because I know there's a lot of people a lot of people have gone in on her. $50,000, man, these girls so delusional. Here's the thing. Real talk. There are men out here who would be more than willing to pay $50K a month for a chick. 50, 40K. However, I'm not a fan of it. And the reason I'm not a fan of it because none of this requires being married. I'm not spending those $40, $45, $50,000 on you on a monthly basis to maintain your lifestyle when I ain't even married to you. You out your motherfucking mind. You are out your motherfucking mind. Don't matter if I got it. You know, we ain't doing the shaming language. Oh, well, if you bro, just say that. No. You ain't worth my $50,000 a month. It don't matter if I got $1 billion. You ain't worth my 50 mil. You ain't worth that 50 mil that I work my ass off to get. Yeah, I may look at that 50K a month as nothing, as chump change. However, that's the money I work for. At one point, nigga, yeah, I was making 50K a month, and it meant so to me, but now I'm making a little bit more. It don't mean as much to me, but it still means something to me. And I'm not just gonna blow it on some chick just because you know what I'm saying, just because you're attractive. Not happening. Not happening. But objectively speaking, I understand that there are men out here who would do that. And there are a lot of men who would be able to, align with that. I'm like, all right, cool. That ain't nothing. 50 bands, I'll break bread on you. You feel me? But here's my bigger question though. Why are you expecting it though? What are you doing? Because if you got the things that you say you have, right? If you got bread, you got money. Why is it that you expecting him to pay you 50K and you're not using your bread to maintain your lifestyle, especially if I'm not married to you? What we doing? We skipping steps now. That's what we doing. We skipping steps.
Yeah.
So I need a little bit more, not just for hair, nails, and stuff, but I need a little bit more because I need to be able to save and I need a backup. Because after we break up or anything happens in between me and you.
You lying to me? You lying?
Bruh. What? So you can stack up. So you can stack up your money just in case we break up. Man.
Boy, it's out the mud. We got Rashad McCown.
I need security until I can find not another job, but you know what I mean? So I can get back into what I used to do before. I don't require my man to do it. Do I expect it? Yes. Mm-hmm. Does he have to? No. But you can't ask me not to work if you're not willing to handle and take care of all my bills.
Okay.
And plus.
When you say paperwork, what were you referring to? You have a contract that you make them sign?
No, meaning like I can show you guys how high my bills are. Yeah. It sounds like a really crazy number, honestly, but it's not just my house where I live at. I have other properties. They got to get paid. Sometimes they need a new air conditioner, a new boiler, a filter. And I consider those bills because no matter what, I have to pay for them. So yeah, you pay my house here, but how about my responsibility everywhere else? When they come, I have to make sure you're okay with handling that too.
Well, also, like I said, I mean, I know you, so I know you're not just saying that, like you've actually,
it's real shit, yeah.
This is real for you. My question is, what does the man get for that investment? If I'm investing $50,000 a month into you, right? What do I get out of that?
I'm not asking you to invest.
No. I'm just saying, just like,
I mean, whatever he wants. If you're asking me not to work,
so I get you. The benefit is that you're not working. That's the benefit that I get.
I mean, the benefit, I'm not working, I'm home, I'm being peaceful, I'm making sure everything's good at the house, I'm cleaning, I'm cooking, and whatever you require.
I don't believe y'all.
I'm a pleaser,
I don't believe y'all. That's a surface level answer. I don't believe that y'all out here cooking and cleaning like that. You making all this bread. You say you got this, that, and this, that, and the third going on. I don't believe that you cooking and cleaning. Now, what makes more sense, because if you making 50K, let's be real honest about this. As my guy Marcus would say, let's have a real conversation. Let's talk about real life, right? In real life, you making 50K a month, you paying somebody, bro. You paying somebody to keep the house clean. You ain't doing that shit yourself. 9 times out of 10, you got a pretty decent sized home. I know damn for sure you're not cleaning it by yourself. I know for sure. And I know for damn sure you ain't cooking every night. I know for sure you're not cooking every night. You lying to me. You lying to me, bro. Real talk.
So I'm gonna make sure my man gets whatever he wants. But at the same time, you have to make sure I'm happy. And if you're asking certain things of me, you got to make sure that you can back it up and take care of that,
Robert,
too.
That's a fact.
And truth be told, most men are doing this at some level, whether it's living.
It doesn't have to be that number, but you have to. You can't ask your wife to not work and just sit home and do, absolutely nothing. And then when she asks you for something simple as, hey, can I have some money for my hair and nails? You're tripping.
Fellas, I never want to hear that investing in the market is too expensive or stock club too expensive. Because if you got to give up 50 off top, I want to shit out of you.
Facts. I agree with my boy. I agree with Ian Dunlap. Fam, you should not be bugging at all. Shorty is expecting 50K out the muscle. You telling me you can't put $20 into your brokerage account so your money can compound over time? You telling me that you can't take $20 out of every paycheck to put into your brokerage account in order for you to make money over time? Yeah,
my boy.
You don't have to give it up top, but if you're expecting certain things from me, I am gonna require that. If I'm working and he's working on his own, that's fine. Now I just expect princess treatment. I want to go on vacations. I want to do certain things. Yeah. I ask for little small things here and there, which they don't really cost much. But yeah.
What's the cost of having a baddie, though? For those of you who don't know.
Yeah.
How do you feel about cheating? Is that something that is a deal breaker? I've heard a lot of things from women just say, like, look, I don't care, just don't bring it here. Like, what's your thought?
Let me go. So I want to go to her video where she rebutted to everybody talking about her in regards to what she said about the 50, about expecting 50K. So let me go over to this video.
You're not listening. You're only hearing the number, but you're really not listening. What we find normal, the nighttime girls, might not be normal for you. But for us, it's regular seeing $50,000, $60,000. It is a regular thing for us. Now, for you, it might be $2,000, $5,000, or maybe you see that type of money in a year. Listen, the tax bracket that I'm on is not for everybody. My bills, not everybody has those bills. And I know people, girls actually, that have bigger bills than me. So if their man required them to sit down, I think that it's only fair to get double. What am I going to do if you pay my bills and my bills only? Where's my emergency money? What if something happens to you? Okay, regardless of the number, if it's 50, 20, 10, $500. If you want your girl to stop working, you need to give her double her bills. Because emergency happens. You guys want to get up and leave us with nothing. And guess what? Those bills still stand. And they're still waiting on us. And here we are jobless, haven't worked in years or months. And we have to start from scratch. So
this is where you should know how to invest your money properly. This is where you should instead of you going out and you getting 50K, if you getting 15K, now mind you, when you look at her, she ain't the average chick. So we gotta be 100% honest. She ain't the average looking chick. Now, if you a chick that's making $15,000 on a basic ass night, on a different night, you making 50K is easy for you to touch. Even if a man tells you, hey, listen, I don't want you to work no more. Shorty, You should have a reserve already built up before any man came into your life. You should already been building up a reserve for yourself and big chilling, not depending upon that man paying you double what you made at your job. No, you should have already been paying yourself and had your reserves kicked back, and you sitting back chilling while he taking care of everything else. You ain't got to worry about it. But in this regard, of course, he's still gonna take care of you. But to expect it, nah, you're supposed to be sitting back living the soft life. That's what you're supposed to be doing. That's what you're supposed to be doing. Nah, you wrong on that. But however, I do understand what you're saying. You know, in regards to, a lot of women, they can't touch 50K a night, or even let alone 15K. Shit, some can't even touch 5K in a night, right? So understood. What up, Ryan? But at the end of it all, you should still manage your money the way that you're supposed to be managing, especially you making 50K. Living below your means, fuck the, I need to go get the penthouse. I'm living great. I'm a boss bitch. You can't, all this, I'm a high value woman shit. No, you should be living below your means, stacking your bread up, paying all your debt, not going to buy the new Mercedes Benz, none of that shit. Get your money up, stack your bread up, let your money compound over time. I would say if you ain't got no bills, you should be putting 90% of what the fuck you're making into your brokerage account. Now, I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm telling you the things that I would do. 90% of what you make is, so you taking that money and you only living off a small percentage of what you make on a regular amount. That's gonna get you through. And you taking all that money and you stacking it. You should be sitting well over a meal, quick. But you know what I'm saying? You too busy out here trying to chase the Joneses. You trying to be have a hot girl summer so that way you can get on Instagram and tell how you a boss bitch and all this extra shit. Then you want to go out here and now you want to demand 50K a month from a man. Girl, what is wrong with you? Get out of here, man. But again, there are some men who gonna still do it though.
There's nothing wrong for a woman to want a safety net, and the safety net should be double.
Your safety net should have been what you should have already been creating your safety net before you got with a man. That's the point. But hey, man, do your thing though. Do your thing. I ain't mad at you. Do your thing, shorty. If it works for you, do your thing. I ain't hating on it at all. I just know it don't matter how much money I'm making. I don't care, nigga. I don't even go to the strip club anyway. So it don't even matter. So it is what it is, man. But make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm, and make sure you hit the bell notification